Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. This is another edition of IBFP's Boxing News. So we're just going to get into a variety of topics surrounding the world of boxing. The first is we're going to get into what Adrien Broner stated recently. He states that he'll beat Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez. This is a direct quote from Adrien Broner. Everybody keeps talking about Regis Prograis. He can get it too. This is according to FightHype.com. Also stating that he plans to move back down to 140 pounds. I'll beat the out of buddy. They claim to be something they're not. Him and Jose Ramirez, I'll mess them up too. I'm going to take over the whole 140 pound division. Soon following this statement, Adrien Broner came out and announced that he's retiring. Regis Prograis recently has responded to it and stated, AB, make up your mind. You gonna mess up and call me out and retire an hour later. I've been at your top for 3 years. Don't let the liquor get you knocked out. I'm the wrong one to play with. If you want to come back down to 140, you need to ask my permission. And that was explosive. We all know that Adrien Broner is a publicity stunt, walking and talking. I don't believe Adrien Broner is legitimately retiring. I think he's going to keep wanting the money. He's going to keep fighting, and he's going to keep losing. I'd be very surprised if this was a straight retirement. I just honestly think it's a publicity stunt. If we keep going, we know that Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis would beat Adrien Broner, and I would say rather easily. But let's just keep it going. Deontay Wilder states Luis Ortiz is dangerous. That's why no one wants to fight him. This is a direct quote from Deontay Wilder. Luis Ortiz is a dangerous fighter. That's why a lot of these guys at the top don't want to fight him. So he has no choice but to fight a lower caliber of fighters. And I agree with that to some degree, and to some degree I don't. I understand that Joe Joyce was talking to Luis Ortiz but then pulled out. So I can kind of understand why that's how people can get that impression. But then on the other hand, you see a guy like Anthony Joshua for all the world titles and most of the world titles in the heavyweight division, to become one of the biggest stars in boxing, a career high payday, and Luis Ortiz turned that down. So you can see both ends. At the end of the day, I think the rematch is not a rematch that really anyone wants to see at this point. Luis Ortiz and Wilder, we've already seen it. We've already seen what can happen. Not only that, Luis Ortiz is much older now, and he's actually looked worse in fights. So I don't know if Luis Ortiz would be able to have enough in the tank to make it a competitive fight with Wilder the second go around. We'll just have to see. But let's just keep it going. Now, Anthony Joshua never considered a warm-up fight before Andy Ruiz, and that's a very interesting statement. And this is Anthony Joshua's, response. He basically says 100% when asked if he wants an immediate rematch. And anyone who tells me different, they ain't cut from the same cloth as me. They ain't true warriors. Anyone who's like, oh, he should go have a warm-up fight. Who's my warm-up fight going to be? Usyk, Ortiz, Dillian White? These are top-level boxers, and I've got the chance to fight for the heavyweight championship right in front of me. I don't fight, B-class heavyweights. I'm fighting the best in the world, so I'm going to go straight for them titles. And that's the guy I want, Ruiz. He's got what I want, the titles, so let's get it on. And Deontay Wilder chimed in on this as well. Deontay Wilder also states, due to the circumstance of how Anthony Joshua lost, I wouldn't take a rematch straight away. He should have a warm-up. And now that's what Deontay Wilder said. So had this been Deontay Wilder, we know that he wouldn't take a rematch straight away. He would take a warm-up fight. But if you listen to what Anthony Joshua said initially, he said, anyone who tells me different, they ain't cut from the same cloth as me. They ain't true warriors. So you have to be honest and unbiased when you see that. I don't know if that's a dig at Deontay Wilder or just being honest, but Deontay Wilder clearly is not cut from the same cloth as Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua offered him over $100 million to take a fight with him with the automatic rematch clause. Deontay Wilder passed on that golden opportunity. And you know what? At the end of the day, we see he's not cut from the same cloth, because if he was, Deontay Wilder not only would have took the contract, even if he felt like it wasn't at his value, he would have offered to negotiate, but he didn't. Instead, he walked away. So at this point, we know who's cut from what cloth and why. We understand Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder at this point in the game and what they're looking for. But let's keep it going. Jaime Munguia basically is secured a fight with Patrick Adley in September 14th in Carson, California. Adley is ranked number 12 by the WBO. And if you look at Jaime Munguia in this fight, they couldn't secure the Dennis Hogan rematch, or didn't try to a certain extent. I guess they feel like it may be too dangerous. They were attempting to secure the Jesse Vargas fight, but Jaime Munguia wanted to fight him at a catch weight of 156 pounds. Jesse Vargas refused, so instead Jaime Munguia is fighting the number 12th ranked fighter, ranked by the WBO in his next fight. This is a very unimpressive fight. Most people wanted to see Dennis Hogan or even a Jesse Vargas, something where we can see any drastic or improvements in Jaime Munguia, somewhere we can see this guy develop more. But I don't feel like this is the type of fight that does much for Jaime Munguia. Let's keep it going. Deontay Wilder states, I strongly believe that I knocked out Tyson Fury. This is a direct statement. He said, I strongly believe I knocked him out. The ref said he went with the spirit of boxing, and that's not the rules. But I don't understand what that means, because he has only got one job, and it's simple. Even my 1-year-old can do his job, and that is to count to 10. Now, I found that a very interesting statement from Deontay Wilder, for one, to want to quote the rules and what's ethical and logical and what's the truth. But let's just break it down. So if we want to go rule by rule and we want to be honest about it, we have to be honest. When Deontay Wilder was fighting Luis Ortiz, and many people felt like Luis Ortiz had him out on his feet, and, you know, the ref could have called it off then, but he didn't. He went with the spirit of boxing. And then Deontay Wilder got an additional rest after he was pretty much, you know, dazed and confused after that round, and he got additional rest. You know, the ref and the doctor helped him out. So at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is not one that can cite the rules. But let's just go back to the rules and what's ethical. Tyson Fury was not knocked out. He got up twice from big right hand from Deontay Wilder, took his best shots and got up. So there's no excuse. Tyson Fury was not knocked out. And if Tyson Fury was really knocked out and he got up due to some, you know, messed up circumstances by the ref, let's say that's true, then even if that happened, why didn't you finish a guy who was dangerously injured? Because Tyson Fury was not knocked out. He recovered quickly, he got up, and continued to outbox Deontay Wilder for the rest of that fight. But once again, this is the IBFP News, unbiased as always. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.